had some technical difficulties getting us started, so we're a little later than usual, but we're gonna get right into it. So today we're gonna go over our topic and then hop right into the live Q&A. If you are not a member, then you get the information, but not the Q&A. So that's just part of the deal, my friends. So today, the topic that we are talking about is free SEO practices. This is a topic that's come up in actually several of the podcasts that I've been doing lately, especially one we filmed earlier today with Richard Levy, and then actually a few other ones too. We've had some recent people, Charlie Sells, which is an episode that's coming out soon, and a few others. Actually, we had a handful of people that are talking about free SEO because we're just kind of in that economy right now where people are trying to find effective ways to, get themselves out there, and they're realizing that it doesn't work to just post more now. It doesn't work to just, work harder, quote unquote, work harder. That there's got to be specific strategies and ways of getting your message across that's, very specific and with a very specific audience in mind. And that's really the only way it's working right now. When you're niching down to such a specific audience that you're talking to a specific group of people or a specific person that they really resonate well with your content. Just posting more times or throwing $50 at Facebook and, spray and praying is not really working. So let's talk about some free strategies that do work and that they've talked about in the recent podcast episodes. We're going to do two of them today, actually. So let's get right to it. And we're not going to be guessing what people want anymore because our first strategy is to get a keyword first and then make the content. That's step number one. That's our first of the two strategies. You can stop being like super creative, the TikTok dances and all those things. I mean, they're all well and good unless your audience is dancers. It's not going to necessarily resonate or lead to sales or capture an audience that's really actually going to engage or buy your product. It may be some entertainment factor. So if you want to do it every once in a while and things like that, but it's not really going to work for you. And where attention is at its peak, you want to really get to who your audience is. So try to do things, more strategically. What you want to do before you make any post or any video or any blog is search for what your audience is already typing. What are they looking for? Right? We can do this with strategies such as like go into Google and start typing in the beginning of what your product is or beginning of what your service is or beginning what your business is and see what autofills. How does Google finish that sentence? And I mean, that's not very scientific, but it's definitely bringing up some of the stronger results. And that'll give you an idea of how you want to finish that sentence. So if you're looking for, topics, I mean, where we do local business stuff. So if you start typing in best restaurants in and it starts popping up certain restaurants, then I know that I probably should go reach out to them and start doing my commercials or do some video outreach or do some things, some collaborations with those restaurants, for example, because that's how I build my business. That's how I build my referral business is through strategic local business collaborations. And so if that's how Google finishes that sentence with their names and their businesses, that's who probably want to hook up with, who I want to talk to. Same with yours, whatever business you're in, whatever industry you're in, start typing a sentence, start typing something about your business and see how Google finishes it. And then you get a really good idea of what the rest of that sentence is going to be. And you know what some of the topics that people are searching for, right? Google will also let you know what some of the related searches are at the very bottom. Once you put it in, you can finish the sentence as well and hit enter, local businesses near me in blah, blah, blah. And it comes up with all the results. At the bottom, it'll also do a related searches. It'll show you like, hey, by the way, people are also looking for this. They'll come up with a list. And that'll help you come up with some ideas, some topics, some categories that you also want to focus on when you do your content, when you do your ideas, because those are the ones people are searching for, because those are the ones that Google is suggesting. And that gives you an upper hand, right? It's nothing, you're not spending any money on fancy search engines, you're not spending money on search results. It's just the quick and the easy, what Google is just feeding you. And so that's a very easy way to do it. You can also go to YouTube. YouTube is one of the biggest search engines you can find now. The collaborations between YouTube and Google are very strong. And so do the same thing. Start typing in a topic or start typing in something in your field in YouTube and see what videos pop up, see what kind of content comes up. See what kind of how it finishes your sentence, things of that nature. Same concept, same idea. What things are coming up? What does it suggest? What are some of the key topics that it's feeding you that, you can also make your content similar? You can go that route. Super easy. What kind of videos is it suggesting? That gives you an idea of what people are looking for and how you should start shaping and modifying your content. There's lots of free search tools as well, like Uber Suggest. I know Google also has key term search, and those types of free services, you don't need to pay for any of these things. It'll give you, search volume, how many people are searching for those words that you're using, what kind of keywords are being searched more often, and maybe even related ideas. Places like Uber Suggest and Google Keyword and those places will give you the things you need. And those are the words and phrases you need to start using in your content. You got to start going with the flow. You got to start seeing what's working, what keywords are happening, where can people find you that are also looking for your topic. You don't need to make this too complicated. Keep it super simple. Use some of the assets you have in hand to start using the copyright in your content that attracts certain audiences, right? Now, two, certain it's strategy two, and this was another good one that we talked about in one of our podcasts. Um, Build a facts page on your website, but don't just stop there. Once you have, for example, 10 facts, 10 questions you most frequently get about your business, and put it on your website, you now have 10 videos you can make. And you now have 10 blog posts you can make, right? You started creating content based on the questions you're getting, based on the content and information people are asking you about in your business. And every website should have a fact section already. You're just taking it to the next step and you're creating videos for each one of those facts. All right. This is where your content starts compounding and you can start taking something off your plate, right? You don't have to start thinking about, oh, what should I post about today? This is an easy one, facts. And if you're having a hard time with facts, if you can't come up with 10, use other resources, right? You can use the AIs, you can use the Google searches, you can use other things to help you inspire you to come up with at least 10 facts or 10 bits of information, 10 frequently asked questions about your content. You should be able to come up with it, but if you can't, use resources. And like I said, once you have the 10 videos, 10 blog episodes, you can even turn those blogs into video blogs. This is the one I've been using lately is I make the blog, put it on the website, and then I grab that URL and then I'll go into LLM Notebook and I'll take the URL and it'll create a video of the words from my blog. So it actually creates a video using the words and I put that at the top of my blog and then I have the rest of my blog underneath. So I wrote the blog, I did all the information, I did all the work and it's all me, it's my words. And then the LLM Notebook will just make it a video format, right? So that's an easy way to get better SEO because it's grabbed the information, it's made it a video. You might get more people watching the video than you will reading, who knows? And then I often will grab that video and I'll throw it on YouTube and post it and say, hey, listen, to read the full article here, go here. Things like that are easy ways to get some SEO for free. So there you go. Super easy. Super easy. 2 very free and very easy strategies. One, again, let's go over them, is creating the keywords that you need to start putting into your content. And you can do that through the Google searches or Uber suggests or things of that nature. Trying to find what the most popular searches are and kind of going with it to make sure it's incorporated in some of the copywriting and some of the descriptions and some of the content you're making. And the second one is the facts section, right? Add the facts section to your website. Make sure you have at least 10 of them. And then you have 10 videos, 10 blog topics. And those videos can be evergreen. You can use those things forever and ever and ever. So if you're in a pinch and if it's a busy day and you still have to create some content, grab that one you did from 3 months ago, send it back out again. We talk often about the idea of repetition. You can put these 10 facts videos and you can spread them out and you can share them frequently. You can put them out all over the place, especially if you're in a pinch. Things get busy. Summer months, especially, things get super busy. And hey, it's a Thursday. I really don't have time to post anything today. Great. Question number 3 is one of my favorites. I'm going to grab that video. I'm going to repost it today. So it's a time saver too. So there you go. I want to keep it super simple today. I want you to go over those 2 things, the keyword search and the facts section. And think about other ways you can do things for free. If you really liked this let me know. We can create more of these where you have other free SEO strong strategies. Like I said, they keep coming up with all of our marketing experts that are in the blog because right now people are cutting back on marketing budget, which they shouldn't, but they can also, be more strategic and they don't have to spend the money. If they're more strategic about it and they're smarter how they're doing it, if they're niching down and finding an audience, you don't need a big budget. You don't need to spend a ton of money on SEO. You can find other ways, like the two we talked about today. So be sure you tune in. We're going to find more topics that come up in our blogs with our marketing experts. The blog comes out every Wednesday and Friday. And if you want to be part of the email goes out Wednesdays and Fridays, introduces you to the podcast guest of the week. And just reach out, www.livelocalwarmmarketing.com. On there, you can get a hold of any of us. Nice and easy. Or if you want to email me, livelocalmd@gmail.com. Two easiest ways to get a hold of us and be added to the email list, or just follow the content. We're going to continue to give you practical strategies that are working for people every single day. No fluff, no extras. These are the things the people are doing, and it's working for them. So let's move into now the Q&A and move right along here. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this information helpful. Each week, I'll pick a different topic I see happening out in the world of marketing and go over it with you to help you become a better, warm marketer. Now, you noticed in this episode, we cut off the Q&A portion of it because that's for members only. To become a member, go to livelocalwarmmarketing.com. You can sign up for that first month using the code ALWAYSWINNING for $2. And then every Tuesday, you can bring your own personal marketing questions that we can answer and work on together. You'll also get access to the resource library. It has plenty of videos about more marketing tips, strategies, things to help you become a better marketer as well. We have monthly workshops. And of course, we have the weekly content calendar that's uploaded every Monday that takes one more thing off your plate because it gives you a theme and goes over the types of content you could be posting throughout the week. All of that for $2 in the first month. LiveLocal, warmmarketing.com. Become a member today.